Kate Mila Falcher, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. Welcome to my co-host Nate of the Third Wish. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Just about the same as I was 5 minutes ago when we recorded on your channel.
I noticed something we usually see. I don't see Irish Granny Helen, or I don't see Nate the Third Wish. Do you see that?
I don't see it on the big picture, but the little pictures I do.
Yeah. So people are
care.
not gonna know that you're Irish Granny Helen. People are not gonna know.
Okay, I
Like
have a
Nate on the
question for
Third
you.
Wish.
If people are watching this video, they had to go to Irish Granny Helen channel. Who else would I be?
It's just been pushed by YouTube.
Oh, I don't even care.
Okay.
I just, people who watch are going to watch, and welcome. Anybody who's here, welcome. We are grateful. Any little crumbs you can throw us, we're so welcome.
And you do have a membership.
And I do readings, and so do you.
Yes.
We're so multi-talented. Okay, I want to get down to business here. So this is current events. And what we've been doing with current events is, rather than belabor the details of 85 million current events, I'm picking out a couple of things, a couple of topics that I see repeated throughout the current events of the week that jump out at me as crucial issues of the need to address them. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about homelessness. And I'm going to use the term homelessness because that's what the word means, to not have a home. If you don't have a permanent place of residence with a roof over your head, you're homeless. I'm not putting any kind of judgment or value on that. It's just
a fact. It's a fact.
It's a fact. Thank you. Okay. Saying unhoused person feels contrived to me. All right. So let's talk a little bit about this. So I'm going to give you two examples. I'm going to just pull out the facts here as quickly as I can. So Utah is doing a project. It's a pilot project. It's like a first of its kind. If it's successful, the government approached all these states, and Utah's governor agreed. A 1,300 bed behavioral health campus on 16 acres near Salt Lake City Airport. It's being called Transformative 24/7 Services for Addiction Recovery and Mental Health Service. But here's the reality of what they're looking at it. They want to, now, allegedly, they want to round up the homeless because they're passing laws to make it illegal to sleep outside. And they want to round these people up and put them in this camp against their will. And it's been called a detention camp. It's been called incarceration, because there will be mandatory relocation, civil commitment if you have mental issues, and work conditioned housing. In other words, they'll provide you a bed in the camp, but you have to work to stay there. And if you don't, then you get put somewhere else where we don't know. So that's example number one. And this is the issue that I read about in the paper. There's a think tank that has been created called the Cicero group, organization, whatever, which is ironic when you hear about it, because Cicero, although he was a Roman aristocrat, and they were notorious snobs about their social standing, and they had no time for anybody beneath them. So that fits, doesn't it? But Cicero was an advocate for human rights. He was all about natural law. He was opposed to unchecked power, but he was a Roman aristocrat. So there's an interesting, weird thing going on there. So the Cicero group is formed by this billionaire, Joe Lonsdale. And the job of this, it's a think tank, and they want to influence the making of national policy regarding homelessness. And with that in mind, they have been working across the country with lawmakers, policymakers, to, and on a local level, to make homelessness a crime. Like, it will be against the law to sleep on the street, and you can't sleep in the city park, and you can't park your RV that you're sleeping in within the city limits, but then it's against the law in the county. And, and this is what they're going towards. And places like Bureau of Land Management land that's kind of out there, tons and tons of empty space where people would just find a place to park overnight. It's called boondoggling. They're now making that against the law in a lot of places. So they want to clear the streets, and this Cicero group is advocating tough measures, states, local areas to pass tough measures. 21 states are working with them on laws backed by this think tank. They want to take aid away from subsidized housing and, low income housing, and use it to enforce these homelessness laws, anti-homelessness laws. So people are pushing to get people off the street. And I think what we have to acknowledge is that there's an alarming growth of the number of people who have nowhere to go. And yeah, some of them are obviously mentally unwell. Some of them are obviously substance abusers. But there are many, many people who simply can't afford first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, utility deposit. You have to pay for your utilities, to be, because of how outrageous the costs are. And they're working 1, 2, 3 jobs between 2 adults, right? So my question here is, why can't we look at Finland and do what Finland discovered quite successfully in 2008? They started a new project called Housing First, and they built this housing. They took like rehab centers and places like that, and they turned them in to housing for people who were homeless, and they put no strings on it. They didn't say, you can stay here if you test drug free, you can stay here if whatever, you have a job, whatever. They just provided the housing. And guess what they discovered? They cut homelessness in half right away. Cut it in half. People were so happy to have a roof over their head.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine having nowhere to go in the winter in Finland, right?
Yeah.
But then they don't attach strings to the shelter, but they do provide what would you call it? Resources.
Aid.
Yeah. Now Japan has a sort of program like that too, and it's been working pretty well. And it saves money for society, because there are expenses around mental health and substance abuse that cost communities a lot more money than this actual housing project that Finland came up with. But they did have a dip in its success because the government cut the budget and took money away from them. But then when they gave it back, things improved again. So I very quickly looked up statistics for the United States. Now, these are really quick looking up. I question their accuracy. I think the numbers are probably higher. 250,000 people living on the streets. Like, when you see somebody sleeping on the sidewalk, 250,000 people, and another 500,000 every night in emergency shelters. What I didn't think of, I forgot to look up. I don't think they count people sleeping in their cars.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about sleeping in a car? What about sleeping on your friend's couch? Couch surfing.
Correct. That's housing instability.
Yeah.
They have fancy words for it. And just to remind everybody, because I was just talking with Nate about this, just to bring up one of my bête noire is 40% of American children are food insecure. When you see 2 kids on the street, more than likely, one of them does not know where his next meal is coming from. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
I know.
That's my question for the cards. What the hell are we doing? People
Well,
sleeping on the streets.
I mean, making something illegal never resolve the root of the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
You have to go to the root and understand the issues that are related. And I feel that this is really a problem where people don't really want to get to the root. They would rather move the people in a different spot.
Yeah, people want them not in my neighborhood. And those who are making the laws are doing it from a particular value system. It's punitive. It's a dire lack of understanding of addiction and mental health. And
Yeah.
then a desire to ignore the economic issues. Let's just ignore those. When you have a billionaire supporting this aggressive stance against poor people. Wake up, America. Look what is happening here.
Well, and it's all connected. Those medical bills are bringing people to the street. Bankruptcies.
Yeah. Happened to my husband's best friend. He got cancer when he was young. And 3 times, because of medical care, or because it kept coming back, 3 times they had to declare bankruptcy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's somebody else I know had a form of blood cancer, had money, wealthy, $50,000 a month for the treatments. Experimental treatments. I had to come out of his pocket. It's shocking, isn't it? You're speechless, and that's an appropriate.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what are we asking? What my question, I guess, is, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for people to become outraged, appropriately outraged enough to do something instead of just passively we're complaining and watching? What you get?
First card, the King of Cups, more compassion, society. The Tower, something might, the foundation might crumble. When the foundation might crumble, even people at the midsection or the top fall apart. When the foundation goes down.
Yeah, we saw the Twin Towers. We saw
The King of Pentacles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the final card I took of if we have to plant seeds and rebuild for the ground up. So that is coming next, right after the Tower. So there might be some sort of crumble.
I'll just throw out a word that might remind you of a few things. Robespierre.
Yeah.
Okay, I got something I think is similar. The world reversed. We're going to ignore what's happening, successes in other countries. And just in case you didn't understand that, here's the Two of Wands reversed. To hell with Finland. We're not going to pay attention to what successes they've had. We're not interested in that because you got the King of Coins, I got the Knight of Coins. And this makes me scared because you got the King and I get like the next generation down is how I think.
Yes.
This is going to go on. It's going to require, I got the Six of Wands reversed everything must be lost before we
Yes.
change our laws.
Or rebuilding from the ground
Right,
up.
right. Oh, good Lord. Okay. All right. I have one more topic, which is actually kind of funny at the beginning, I think, maybe not, I don't know, and brings us back to a topic that I love to rant and rave about. So okay, so this one is called duped grooms. Duped meaning fooled, scammed. So there was a situation recently in India where about 40 poor men living in remote villages, young men, paid a marriage
Uh-huh.
business to find them wives. And this business charged each of them about $200. They had an album of pictures of, and I think this is loosely defined, women, because I'm wondering what the ages were, in orphanages, orphans that were going to be their selected wives. They could pick a picture, and that young woman would show up at the appointed time. They were all going to get together and do a group wedding for these young men, and these poor young men in these villages. But it was a big scam because they all got together and they, combined forces to create a wedding celebration, because in India they spend a lot of money. I mean, people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, clothes and food, and it goes on for days. It can go on for days. And so a lot of young men can't afford to get married, and you have to have a dowry, and they can't afford that. So this was a way around those cultural obstacles.
What was the funny part?
Well, I thought it was funny that they showed up and no brides showed up. I don't know why I thought that was funny. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for them.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm more suspicious than I don't think I'm as gullible as that. I don't think I would trust an offer like that. It just seems too insubstantial. When you pay the money up front, that, I don't know, without seeing
who
something you're buying. Yeah, it makes me nervous.
No contract, no nothing.
Correct. So apparently there were dozens more than just the 40, but the 40 went to the police. And so this marriage broker person was arrested, and there'll be, the full weight of the law. But apparently this scam is becoming more common in India as people try to join forces to afford the cost of the elaborate stuff around a wedding, right? So they have considerations of caste and family involvement in getting married, and also concerns, this is especially in China, but concerns over not enough young women. Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Because it's important to have a son. And so they've got these strip mall ultrasound places where they can determine the Yeah. Okay. So then I looked up what's it like in the United States. This is my favorite part to complain about. I think this is outrageous. Outrageous. The average wedding in the United States, how much does it cost?
I'm laughing because I sent you privately a video of a marriage that happened at McDonald's. Do you remember that video?
I do. I forgot about
that was not very good.
That was unbelievable.
That was not really a dream wedding, to say the least, to be married at McDonald's. I think for the same price, there's a park would be better.
I saw a wedding that took place in the front yard, with a couple of hound dogs and a truck up on blocks. But the bride wore camouflage.
There was in the McDonald's one, there was a flower girl, yes,
Yes.
but you could see that there were also on the floor those "Be careful, slippery floor" because those signs. Did you see that?
Little sign, restroom closed for cleaning.
Oh my God.
Okay, but you have to guess how much the average costs. Now, take into consideration that this spans the whole country. So, you know.
This is so hard. Like,
Yeah, it is, because some people go out of their minds.
20 grand?
35 grand.
Okay. I was not too far.
About 40% of that is for the venue and for catering. And I'm thinking about my wedding. We spent $50 on the venue because we had it at the parish hall. And it was potluck. Okay, the average dress. How much does the average wedding dress cost?
$1,000?
$2,100.
Because I have seen people buying dresses online, and I mean, for an online dress, didn't look too bad.
Oh, I see. Like used or?
No, like cheaper or made in China, or
You don't want to buy a dress made in China. One of my daughters went to a prom and asked me, please, mom, please, to buy a dress that I guess was from China. Oh my God. It was so bad. Of course, it was my fault.
I mean, used would make more sense if you're trying to save money.
Yeah. Guess how much my wedding dress cost? It was new. It was not used.
500?
$90.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we had a cheap wedding. We had a cheap wedding. No, I should rephrase that. We had an inexpensive wedding,
yeah,
but it wasn't
economy.
cheap.
Economy.
No, because we just didn't think it was. Why would you do that? Why? People take out huge loans for it's insanity. It's insanity.
I have seen those Indian weddings
Mhm.
like we talked earlier. I mean, it's just incredible. Like,
Mhm.
it's almost a week, and the number of people involved, and the food, and
Yeah. I made a video a couple of years ago about the richest man in Asia is from India, and he had a wedding for his son. And it was, the guest list was like Bezos' guest list. It was the same people.
wow.
And they had blind women in some workshop make these little boxes, these beautifully decorated boxes, and inside they had like an instruction manual of what to wear every day to each event. Like, not
Did you say a blind woman?
blind women.
Why would the woman be blind?
They had a workshop where they made things together, and they hired these blind women. I just thought that was kind of a poignant fact involved in this whole thing. They also cleared all the street people. I believe it was in Mumbai. I think it's been a while now. They cleared all the street people in a big area. That should remind people of a recent American wedding. And they shut down the international airport for all the private planes that showed up. And the amounts of money, I don't even remember the amounts of money, were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Okay. So in keeping with the costs, the average divorce rate in the United States
It's half.
50%.
Yes, half.
For the first wedding. The second wedding, your divorce rate is likely to be 60%. And then for the third, it's 73%. And about 40% of people get divorced. The people of the 50% who get divorced from the first wedding, about 40% of those do it within 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I just wrote, P.S. The recent celebrity weddings are no help.
Yeah.
And then there's that stupid show, Say Yes to the Dress.
I
Where,
haven't seen that one. No.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a big, I think it might be gone now. A big bridal shop that was famous in New York City in Manhattan, I think Manhattan, called Kleinfeld's. And they made a show, like a weekly show out of customers coming in and buying their wedding dress. It's a whole to do, but they have all of these wedding dresses with a range of prices. But this is not your David's Bridal. David's Bridal is kind of like the Walmart. No offense, David's Bridal. It's like the Walmart of bridal gowns compared to Kleinfeld's, which is much snootier, and more expensive. There are dresses there that are like $250,000, but they have cheaper dresses too. So they always ask them, so what's your budget? And then when they say, well, my budget is $2,000, their faces kind of fall. They're like, oh my God, the commission on that's not going to be really great. it's a whole thing. It's hilarious. So I don't know if I have a question or not. I wonder, do people equate the amount of money they spend on a wedding with the likelihood of the relationship lasting? I mean, or are they trying to prove something? Is it more a show?
Well, is it for them? Is it for the family and friends? Is it so we should ask, where is the trend going? People spending more money or less money on average?
Oh, I think I could tell you right now.
Well, but let's see what they say.
Yes, but I could tell you right now. I know where it's going.
On average, would people spend more money or less money?
Did you get the divorce card?
No, I'm using the Lightseer deck. You might have noticed I didn't mention it today, but it's a lot of people use this Lightseer deck. And are you familiar with it?
No.
It's funny. The Knight of Cups always kind of makes me laugh because it's a bit stereotypical, and that's the one that I had here.
What am I looking at? I can't really see it very well, Nate. My eyes are bad.
Really?
Is that Elon Musk?
No. So it's a guy, and he has everything. He has the roses, he has the leather, he has it has the horse. It's a little bit of a over the top proposal.
Oh, I think they call that love bombing.
Yes, over the top proposal, which is interesting because it kind of ties with the topic where there's an expectation and you have to check the boxes. This is what
it's become performative. You've seen the videos, of the proposals.
The Eight of Pentacles, people counting their money.
Yeah.
It's interesting also, King of Pentacles. Yes, the families are helping. You look, this is more like the grandpa or the father helping the younger one. So that's kind of an interesting read.
That's interesting. I got the King of Pentacles too, but not quite in the same way you did. So I got that it's going to slow down the spending. It's going to slow down. People don't have the money. They have to, they have to do things like pay for rent. I also got the King of Pentacles. It's not going to be money available. And I got the Queen of Pentacles.
Oh,
reversed. All of it reversed. I think it's going to slow down because people won't have the money to spend. There's only so much of a loan that you can take out, or house you can mortgage, or whatever, to afford to pay for these things. And I think the pressure that people feel right now is going to be displaced. So what I mean by that is you go online and you see the performative proposals. They're so stupid.
Yeah. Well, we're joking about the McDonald's weddings, but I mean,
no, that was real. Yeah,
it was real. Yeah.
And you see the people spending a fortune on the dresses, and you see these weddings that are just productions. It's all about, and pet peeve, the people who learn a choreographed dance for the wedding reception. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, that drives me crazy. So I think money is going to be an issue. It's going to determine a lot that goes on in this country, for the next while, and people simply don't have it to spare.
Yeah.
Well, Nate, I guess that's it.
That's it for today.
That's it for today.
Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Remember, if it's on personalized, you're not going to be notified of the shows. It's as simple as that. It needs to be on all.
You froze in fear there for a moment.
Oh.
I don't think it would hurt to remind people that YouTube has been canceling subscriptions, and their algorithm has been putting forward some videos and not others. So even if you're subscribed, you may not be notified that either one of us has put something out. So if you care, if you're interested in pursuing it, check the channel itself to see what the latest stuff is.
And the notification bell.
Yeah, but don't depend on it.
It needs to be on all. By default, it's going to be personalized. Personalized, it feels like you personalizing it. No, YouTube chooses what you see.
Yeah.
So you don't want that.
So thank you, Nate. And thank you everybody for watching. And we'll be back next week. And in the meantime, slung the foil. Slunch it.
Ciao.
That too.